So I wanted to talk to you about men's self-development. I used to go to a lot of meditation groups when I was younger, a lot of spiritual classes, because I was very interested in that. I felt naturally drawn to that, some kind of mix of wanting to be better, wanting to be different, wanting to improve, feeling like meditation was something that was virtuous, that I should do, that I was drawn towards. So I went to a lot of these classes, and yeah, they were great. Loads of really beautiful, wonderful, positive people there, great intention, great energy, and I learnt a lot from them. But one thing that always stood out to me or struck me was that I'd go to these classes and it was predominantly people of a certain age, and most of them were women, which was great. But the thing that I guess struck me is that I would go to the classes and I'd be all love and light and good intentions and positivity, and then I'd come out of the class and it would be Friday night and I'd think to myself, right, how can I go out, get shit-faced and hopefully get laid? I don't think that was an unusual thing of a man of my age to think, but that difference, that diversity, that change between, on the one hand, wanting to be very loving and light and joy-filled and giving to other people and be around all these positive people in a lovely kind of platonic environment, which is really beautiful, really struck me, because come out of that environment and then it would just be a case of, right, I want to get shit-faced and I just want to end up being with a girl. You know, that was the plan, and certainly for me and a lot of my friends, that was what we wanted to do. Varying degrees of success, and in my case, a lot less than some other people. But you know, times change and people change, and what that got me thinking about was, where can I go to find something that represents self-development, being better, perfecting my whatever qualities I do or don't have? Where can men go to do that? There's a place that's authentic for them, that's true to them, that reconciles people completely. You know, sexual desire is not something that's confined to men, as we know, but it just got me interested in that whole element of diversity and how different people can connect with the spirit world, with self-improvement, or wanting to be better. It was sort of years later that I went to Peru, and among many other things I did, I took a sacred plant medicine called San Pedro, which really gave me my first experience of what I can only describe as the divine masculine. A lot of spiritual groups, and when you read a lot of spiritual books, they talk about the divine feminine, the power of the feminine, the power of goddess energy. You know, absolutely, it's so beautiful, really wonderful. But I've very rarely heard anyone speak about the divine masculine or the power of the masculine, for good, and what are some benevolent, good, wholesome aspects of masculinity, because I don't think I was the only one in this. Like a lot of people, I grew up with lots of very contrasting views of what it might mean to be a man, or just to be grown up, to be an adult male. This is not a gender thing, men and women, just genders have masculine and feminine energy, masculine and feminine qualities, whatever that means to you. But on the one hand, you've got the kind of, the gangbanger, hard man, fuck you, look at these guns, that kind of guy, the tough guy, the hard man, doesn't give a fuck what people think of him, just does his thing. And on the other hand, you've got the pacifist, the appeaser, the weakling. I think self-improvement, self-development, I think a lot of men do perceive it as they don't want to become involved because they feel there might be some inherent weakness there, or perception of weakness. So I was interested to explore those two kind of elements, and when I had this experience with the San Pedro, it gave me my first glimpse of divine masculine energy. It literally was that my mind was opened up, and it said, I'm now going to show you an experience of pure masculine energy, and it was unlike anything that I'd ever experienced before, and it was completely different to what I expected. I thought it would be a kind of a spiritual version of like the square-jawed G.I. Joe, rugged, like a kind of Arnold Schwarzenegger thing, but it was a presence, an energy of just pure wisdom, calm, and just constant abiding in strength and silence and benevolent caring and protection. And that really got me to thinking about where do those images fit into society. And I guess that as a result of that experience, or as part and kind of within that experience, there came to me this voice, or this idea, or this sense: you must start a network of men's self-development groups. This must be your calling in life. This is what you have to do. So here I am. We've got a group going on now, and I want to build that up, really centered around the idea of helping men be the best they can be in mind, body and spirit, that trilogy of things, which I think is very, very important, because you can't be the best and strongest version of yourself in your body unless your mind is right. Elite athletes show us and tell us this. We know this. You can't be the best and strongest version of yourself in your mind if your body is not right. If your body is depleted through your nutrition, through bad posture, other aspects, then your mind will not function optimally. And the same goes for the spirit, whatever that means to you. Some kind of ineffable quality, whether you feel it's the soul, whether you feel it's your conscience, whether you feel just it's a union of the mind and the body, whatever that means to you. But that trilogy, I think, is important. And a friend of mine talked a lot recently about this ancient Greek quality idea of arete, which is excellence in purpose, pursuing excellence for no other reason than the pursuit of excellence, to be excellent in something. Because when we're excellent in something, we pursue excellence, we come to a place of clarity, come to a place of single-pointed focus and concentration, which in many ways is what meditation is doing, just focusing your mind and being single-pointedly concentrated on one thing. So I really want to build the group around those kind of ideals, being the best you can be in mind, body and spirit. And kind of as an offshoot of that, I think it is useful and important that men have a place where they can come and speak to each other, because there's a tremendous amount of wisdom that men and women have in their lives. I think as a very broad kind of generalized, and generalizations have their problems, but I think as a very broad generalization, men are not always the best at sharing their experiences. I think it is a truism that they fear showing weakness. And so this group will be very much somewhere where that can be flipped on its head, and it can be seen as a strength, because it is profoundly strong to surrender, to give in to a higher calling or to a purpose. It's profoundly strong. Jeff Thompson talks about it a lot. And if you've not heard of Jeff Thompson, or if you've not watched some of his videos on YouTube, I cannot recommend them highly enough. Jeff talks a lot about surrendering to your potential, surrendering to purpose, allowing yourself to be taken over and become a conduit for energy, for universal energy, all the energy that is out there in the world, to let that flow through you and not to let your ego get in the way, to be the person that you were meant to be the person that you were put here on earth to be by creation. So that's really what I want the group to be about. And I think there will be a tremendous amount of benefit in allowing that to happen. I think the more we connect with people, the better. And I think the more we connect with different people in different ways, the better. This is very much the idea behind innovation. Innovation, just in a business sense, is all about connecting new ideas from disparate fields. And I think in a development sense, there's a lot of value in men of different ages sharing wisdom, sharing ideas, sharing knowledge, and trying to be the best they can be. There is a lot of groups out there that whose goal is to help you be the best you can be in business. But I think it's important to take a holistic view, really, a life view. You know, we have one life, and so you might as well make the best of it. So that's really what I want the group to be about. If any of that resonates with you, then my plan is very much that you'll be hearing much more of that kind of thing from me and lots of other men that know much more on this subject and have lots more interesting stories to tell in the future. So that's it for now. I look forward to speaking to you soon. Take care. The end and the beginning.